global Pokemon Go Fest event for 2025 is a little over a month away. So, if you want to start getting ready now, instead of procrastinating to the last minute, watch this video. Because in this video, I will cover all the tips you need to know. Start preparing now, both in-game and in real life. So, by the time the event comes around, you are ready to maximize on this event. So let's get right into it. First off, let's cover the in-game tips, but stick around because I will cover the IRL tips, the in real life tips, which are extremely important, so make sure you stick around to the end for those. First off, in-game, you definitely need to clear out your item bag and your Pokemon storage as you go into this event. Right now, what you want to do is start out with a deep clean, asking yourself the questions that I'll put on the left side of the screen that are courtesy of the Trainer Club, and ask those questions about every single Pokemon in your Pokemon storage. If the answer is no to all of those, then seriously consider deleting that Pokemon. And the night before or the morning of the event, you might want to look through all the Pokemon that you caught since you've done that deep clean, and delete anything you don't need out of those Pokemon. And the same thing with item storage. Delete anything you don't need. You don't need a ton of potions or revives because you'll get those from raids. You don't need a bunch of berries, rare candies, TMs, or anything like that. But make sure when you're deleting those items, remember that it is better to use the item than to delete the item. Like instead of deleting your healing items, it might be better to click heal all under your Pokemon. Instead of deleting your berries, feed them into gyms for Stardust. Instead of deleting rare candies, dump them into a Pokemon that you want to have candies for, that you want to power up or use an adventure move on. Adventure something. Adventure effect, yeah. And if there's any moves you need, instead of deleting TMs, TM that move off of any Pokemon that you need. And for evolution items, what you can do is go into your Pokemon storage and do evolve new and sign item. If you have enough candies to evolve any of those Pokemon, or if you're able to get those candies, use that item, use the evolution item to evolve it rather than just deleting the evolution item. Basically what I'm saying is delete any unnecessary items, but for items that you can make use of, instead of deleting, that's better. But after those deep cleans, if you're still low on Pokemon or item storage, you might want to seriously consider buying some more Pokemon or item storage. For maintenance throughout the event, you definitely want to create a search string, filtering out shinies, hundos, costumes, and any Pokemon that you want to keep. For search strings, to add something to add another criteria, what you want to do is just add the and sign like this. So for example, Pikachu and sign shiny and sign 4-star will show only Shundo Pikachus because shiny shows shiny Pokemon and 4-star only shows hundos. You can do the similar thing with a comma. For example, Pikachu, Eevee shows Pikachus and Eevees. Where this gets useful for events is with the exclamation mark. And the exclamation mark excludes things. So for example, exclamation mark costume will show you all your Pokemon that don't have a costume on. And for example, you could combine this with other things like Pikachu and sign exclamation mark costume will show all Pikachus that don't have a costume on. So a good place to start for this event would be age 0, which means caught 24 hours or earlier, and sign exclamation mark shiny, excluding shinies, and sign exclamation mark 4-star, excluding hundos, possibly and sign exclamation mark costume to exclude any costume Pokemon, and sign exclamation mark, and then any Pokemon you want to keep. Some of the best Pokemon to save from this event. This is going to be a long list. First off, Klefki, Torkoal, Pachirisu, all three of those are regionals. Rotom, Skiddo, both of those are pretty rare. And then for the different letters, Frigibax evolved into Baxcalibur, the number 6 Ice-type attacker, and number 43 in the Master League. Scrup evolves into Dragalogy, number 47 in the Ultra League. Carbink is number 24 in the Great League. Duskull evolves into Dusknoir, number 8 in the Ultra League, and it also evolves into Dusclops, number 7 in the Great League. Vullaby evolves into Mandibuzz, which is the number 3 in the Great League, and number 31 in the Ultra League. Pancham evolves into Pangoro, number 32 in the Great League, number 44 in the Ultra League. Marini evolves into Toxapex, number 33 in the Great League. Shieldon evolves into Bastidion, I think I'm pronouncing that right, and that's number 39 in the Great League. Clefairy evolves into Clefable, and that's number 41 in the Great League and number 15 in the Ultra League. Fuecoco evolves into Skeledirge, number 25 in the Ultra League. Tentacool evolves into Tentacruel, which is number 40 in the Ultra League. Fletchling into Talonflame, which is number 43 in the Ultra League. Popplio into Primarina, number 13 Water and number 18 Fairy type attacker. Chespin into Chestnut, number 14 Grass type attacker. Larvitar into Tyranitar, number 16 Rock and number 5 Dark type attacker. Ralts evolves into Gardevoir, number 12 Fairy type attacker. And Dino evolves into Hydreigon, number 7 Dark type attacker. That was a lot of Pokemon, so if there's any of those that stick out to you that you want to keep, either for Great League, Ultra League, or a different type of attacker for different types of Pokemon, then do &, and then that Pokemon whenever you're making your search string so that you can exclude Pokemon you want to keep. And any other Pokemon that you want to keep that get announced for this event, add those to your search string as well. Another thing you want to set up beforehand is your team for Zamazenta and Zacian. The counters are going to be shown on the left and right side of the screen. But of course, you don't need the most optimal team for these, especially if you're playing with a bunch of people. So just set up the best team possible with what you have, and just don't worry about it too much. Before GoFest, especially if you're planning on playing super hard, or if you live in a rural area, you need to stack up on Pokeballs. For most people, this isn't going to be necessary. You're most likely going to be playing in a Pokestop dense area, and personally, whenever I'm playing out at my local grind spot, I usually have more Pokeballs after I leave than when I got there. So I don't really need to farm a bunch of Pokeballs. But if you want to be using Ultra Balls the whole time or live in a rural area, stock up on those now. Also, unless you're free to play, you definitely want to buy your ticket for this event. But whenever you're buying your ticket, you probably want to get it out of the Pokemon Go web store instead of out of the in-game shop, because the Pokemon Go web store will give you 3 extra premium raid passes for no extra charge. And you definitely want to stack up on Poke Coins as well. So do gymming as much as possible, and have Google Opinion Rewards downloaded to get some extra Poke Coins for free. With those coins, I'll definitely buy raid passes, because those are super useful for raid-focused events like GoFest. And if you see any good boxes, like there's one that's like 5,400 coins, and it gives 99 raid passes, buy it if you can, because that's like 45% off on raid passes. But if you see any other good boxes for raid passes, make sure you buy those as well. Also, make sure you catch up on the details for this event. My video about it is in the description. But in that video, I didn't talk about how you transform Hero of Many Battles form Zacian and Zamazenta into their Crown Sword and Crown Shield forms. Because of course, when caught, even though you're fighting the crown forms of these Pokemon, you're actually going to get the Hero of Many Battles forms whenever you catch it. But once you complete these raids, or get the ticketed special research, you will obtain Crown Sword or Crown Shield energy that you can use 1,000 of to transform Zacian or Zamazenta, respectively, into their crown forms. For both of these, you'll need 1,000 crown energy. So to transform Zacian, you'll need 1,000 crown sword energy, and to transform Zacian, you'll need 1,000 crown shield energy. And you'll also need 30 candies for that Pokemon, and the Pokemon has to know the charge move of Iron Head. There's a chance you'll be able to Elite TM that move, but I wouldn't count on it. And whenever you transform it, the Iron Head will turn into Behemoth Blade for Zacian, or Behemoth Bash for Zamazenta. But once you transform it, you'll be able to transform that Pokemon back and forth as many times as you want without having to use any more energy. These Pokemon can be used for max battles, even though they can't Dynamax or Gigantamax. So just like Gigantamax and Dynamax Pokemon, you can unlock Guard and Spirit moves, and you can level up your attack, Spirit, and Guard moves as well. It's pretty interesting how you're able to do this even though they can't Dynamax or Gigantamax. We know that they're going to be overpowered for raids, but we have no idea how good they're going to be for max battles. And finally, if you don't know the quick catch technique or how to curveball, you need to learn how to do this for this event. Be sure to start practicing now so that you know how to do them when the event comes. I'll leave my YouTube short about the fast catch in the description. Now for the in real life tips, the most important part. First off, you need to plan out your play style, play location, and the group that you're going to be playing with. For your play style, decide the aspects of the game that you want to focus on during this event. So if you want to go super hard on raiding and don't care about catches, do that. If you want to raid with doing catches in between, do that. Basically just figure out your play style. For your location, choose somewhere with a bunch of Pokestops, and if you're focusing on raiding, a bunch of gyms as well. And for your group, figure out who you're going to play with. For raiding, this is especially necessary to have a big group because you'll be able to get raids done faster and more efficiently. You definitely want to figure out these 3 things ahead of time. Make sure you have any of the necessary physical gear like portable chargers, audio catchers, water bottles, shoes, snacks, sun gear, umbrellas, umbrella hats, neck fans, and phone coolers. Stuff like that you're going to need physically. If you don't have the right gear, you won't be able to play as efficiently or at all. For example, if you pass out because you don't have water, or if your phone dies because you don't have a good enough portable charger. So make sure you have the right gear. If you're on limited data, or if you're traveling from a different country to play this event, you may want to purchase an add-on to your data. Make sure you have at least 1 gigabyte of mobile data available, and that should be more than plenty for this event. This game is also very physically intensive, so you may want to start training. Sounds kind of crazy, but you might want to start going on walks or runs around your neighborhood, or you might want to do other forms of exercise to make sure you're physically fit for this event. If you're physically active, you will be able to play this event as long as possible without absolutely crashing out. Right now I need you to go on your phone. Don't open up Pokemon Go, open up your alarms or reminders app. And you need to set 2 alarms for the night before the event. First off, set an alarm to plug in your phone, portable charger, audio catcher, and any other gear you need to charge. You don't want to wake up in the morning of the event and realize, oh crap, I can't play. I don't have my portable charger, I don't have my phone charged. And secondly, set an alarm to clear out your Pokemon. You know that deep clean we did earlier? Now you just need to look through the Pokemon that you've caught since you've done that deep clean. And whenever these reminders go off on the night before the event, don't procrastinate. Personally, whenever an alarm goes off, I'll be like, okay, I'll do that in a second. But you need to do these things as soon as possible. If you don't do it immediately as a notification pops up, it could be the difference between being able to play because your phone is charged and not being able to play because you forgot to plug in your phone. And all of these tips, have fun. You could have a dead phone, but still have a great time with your local community. You could get 0 shinies, but still have a great time. Enjoyment should be prioritized over everything else. It is a game after all. I would rather have the time of my life with the most inefficient playstyle than be bored out of my mind but get a bunch of shinies. If you have any other tips that we need to use to prepare or questions, just type them down in the comments. I'll be sure to respond to as many as possible as soon as possible. I pray for a great Pokemon Go Fetch experience for all of us, everyone who's playing around the world. Peace out and God bless.